Here's something that transcends politics, should have nothing to do with Democrats or Republicans, and I mean it. This should not be laid at the feet of either political party. The latest video released from Uvalde, Texas, shows a ghastly dereliction of duty. There is no other way to describe the behavior of the law enforcement officers outside the classrooms where these children were being slaughtered. Have you seen this video that was just released? We're playing it right now on the Salem News Channel. If you are watching the show on your smartphone or your tablet or your laptop, and we stream the show every day at salemnewschannel.com. You could watch it mikeonline.com or Rumble. And the surveillance video shows this monster strolling down the hallway, getting ready to commit the massacre. While he's in there slaughtering these babies, law enforcement officers are cowering in the hall, hiding. One of them is like checking his phone. He's got a gun in one hand. He's checking his iPhone on the other. Another one of them, now get this, is getting hand sanitizer. He's putting hand sanitizer on his hands because goodness knows if you're trying to tackle or shut down a mass murderer, you can't have COVID on your hands. You got to make sure you don't risk the virus because you don't want to get COVID while you're trying to protect all of those terrified little babies. Words fail me. Maybe you can understand it, but I can't. I don't understand how anybody can see this video and not be sickened, not be enraged. People on social media went nuts. It was all over the internet last night. And to hear the comments from people who just can't believe with our own eyes what we're seeing. These law enforcement officers, honestly, I'm sorry, there's no other way to describe this, cowering in the hallways, putting hand sanitizer on? What the heck do you stop as the bullets, as the shots are going off and the children are screaming and crying? You're putting hand sanitizer on? That's what you do? So an officer wearing a ballistic vest found plenty of time during the massacre to squirt hand sanitizer from a dispenser and rub his hands together. The timestamp on that was 12:30 p.m., which is well before the gunman was killed. Janice Dean over at Fox News here's what she tweeted: "These cowards spent 77 minutes doing nothing while children were murdered. 17 officers ran away from the gunman, and one stopped for hand sanitizer as he sprayed 100 rounds into 2 classrooms full of kids." They're checking their phones and getting hand sanitizer while children were being massacred. 2 officers fist bumped each other. That's an actual thing that's on this video. This is leaked footage of these officers. So I want to get this straight. The Uvalde law enforcement officers got inside the school building within 5 minutes, stood around for over an hour, one of them making sure to get hand sanitizer while hearing rounds being fired and the children undoubtedly screaming for their lives. It's revolting. There's no other way to describe it. And there is nobody more pro-law enforcement than I am. Every single day I spend a portion of my day with my executive director of the foundation, Joey Hudson, working on Gallagher's Heroes, the Fallen Officer Fund. To me, law enforcement officers are heroes. They risk their lives every day for the community they serve. So there's no question that it is one of the most honorable professions in the world. my admiration for law enforcement, my respect for the cops, in no way allows us to turn away from the appalling response by the law enforcement community of Uvalde, Texas. This video is stunning. It's infuriating. It's sickening. And I don't really know how people aren't brought up on criminal charges. I'm sorry. I don't know how you can't have some accountability. You know, we always talk about accountability. How could there not be? Every one of them, at the very least, need to be fired, because those folks should not be law enforcement anymore. I'm sorry. No other way to say it. 1-800-655-MIKE. We'll see if you agree with me or not. Maybe you don't. Already I'm seeing calls on the screen. Tom in Pennsylvania. Oh, remember, there's a lot of anti-cop sentiment out there. I know there is. Believe me, I'm well aware of the anti-cop sentiment out there. We talk about it every day. You can't excuse this. You cannot excuse this. You cannot defend or excuse this cowardly response. Those children needed law enforcement, and they failed them. Calling this disturbing is an understatement.